Hi, welcome to Jesus Loves Joe. I'm Pastor Jason Teague, and today with me I have Amanda Brandenburg, who is, rather than me say it, why don't I just let you introduce yourself and tell us what you do at Burnet High School?
I am the Theater Arts Director for Burnet High School.
Theater Arts, okay. And tell me how you got into education, and was it a calling?
So when I was younger, I definitely didn't think I wanted to do education. In fact, both my parents, who are educators, said, "You don't want to do education.
Not going to make a lot of money."
Yeah, right. It's a lot of hours.
Yeah.
But when I was in graduate school and I was working on my master's degree, I taught for the university and fell in love almost immediately. And at the time I was directing, and I thought, well, I can direct and teach. This is amazing. And so I would say it definitely is a calling. We joke it's a family business because everybody but my brother is a teacher in our family. So, and my aunts and uncles, there's been a whole lineage of educators that it just seems to be passed on, and it's something that we seem called to do. So.
Well, great. I'm personally delighted that you're in education because you're one of my daughter's favorites. But before I get into that, let me ask you, you're a person of faith, but you teach in a public school. And so that presents certain challenges. I mean, you're not supposed to be out there proselytizing the kids, and that's probably a good thing. But you don't really check your faith at the door, do you?
Oh, no, I don't think.
Okay.
Definitely that's the school district is excellent about letting us know that our faith is welcome and that we are supported in our faith journeys. No, I feel like I've always thought that one of the best ways to be a Christian is to serve, and to serve others and the church and things like that. And I feel like if you have that servant heart, which I feel like most educators do,
absolutely,
that every day you're there and you're serving the Lord by listening to these students and helping when they feel alone, or they're scared, or they are hungry, or they need help on a paper. And even if it's not a paper in your subject, you're trying to help them so that they know that they're loved and supported. And I think that's, where I try and show a lot of my faith is just to show like you're loved, you're supported, and just as Jesus did for us, I'm going to teach you that that's how I try and live my life too. So.
Yeah, definitely. If someone's going to be a public educator, or even for a private school for that matter, you're not going to get into it for, to be served. I mean, you're going to be serving people. My mom is also an educator, was an career educator, and she's retired now. But anyway, and so I know well the sacrifices that come with it, and the late nights and that sort of thing. And that's one of the things that kind of strikes me about, I don't want to, put you on the spot too much, but I do want to say, my daughter is one of your students, and she's involved in BETC and one act play and so forth, and it's a lot of hard work, and yet she loves it. She really seems to be blessed by it. She comes home tired, and it's hard work. So tell me a little bit about that, and why it is that something so challenging might be something that's a student's favorite.
I think it comes down to passion. And I think, and one thing I've tried to hopefully instill in your daughter, and she sees by the way that I go about directing a play, is that the beauty of theater is that when that story starts, you can be transported to many different times and many different places, and you see many different types of people, and you meet characters along the way. And I think that when they're there and they're up there and they're being those characters, and even when they watch other plays and they see those characters and hear those stories, I think it just, one, it helps you feel like there's something bigger than you going on. And I also think it teaches them a lot of empathy for people in the world and people in different times. Right now we're doing a play that is set in the Dust Bowl in 1937 and the Great Depression, and having and teaching these kids about how difficult life was for them, but you could also relate to how difficult things are with the pandemic right now. And they kind of see correlations, and they learn that there's a lot of different people in the world, and they may have different views than you, and they may be just different personalities than you, but you can empathize with them, and you can understand them, and you can understand their stories. And I think there's just something really beautiful about that. And so I think even though it's time consuming and you're tired, and when you get done, you feel like there was a purpose for telling that story, and it was something bigger than yourself. And you feel like together you all accomplished something very powerful. And so the hours are worth it at the end.
Yeah, absolutely. I like I said, my daughter, I really think she believes that too. I mean, she really seems to be blessed by participating in drama and so forth anyway. So, well, thank you so much for sharing your passion for your students and your passion for Christ with us today. And I hope you were blessed, those of you watching, by this episode of Jesus Loves Joe. And if you were, take some time to click on the like button and subscribe so that you'll be notified the next time one of these videos comes out. Thanks for joining us on Jesus Loves Joe.